Right then, guys, we're back. Episode 6, kicking into the wind. So this week, we've already covered one of these specials that we've kind of done on episode 2. So episode 2, we did top 10 Premier League strikers all time, our favourites in a particular order. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, so on. This week, midfielders. So we've all done our top 10 centre midfielders. So I'm just not going to waste any time because it's going to be a long one, I think. We'll get straight into it, yeah?
It'll be a good spicy this one.
What I will say is my 10 and 9 have been chucked in there just to add a bit of spice to it all.
Oh, he's already doubting it.
Oh, yeah.
No,
He
I'm
gave excuses, didn't he?
Yeah, but it cutting me off. The 10 and 9, I know nobody else was going to have this 10 and 9. So I've put a lot into trying to convince you that they deserve to be there. And you can either tell me to fuck off or you can say fair play. I'll have a crack at changing your mind.
Before we get going, right, one last thing. When Key sent to me, I had to ask what order they were in. Like, is that 10? I got confused.
Oh, these one.
So,
we'll see.
Let's get into it, lads. We've got 13 players up list altogether. So, 3 of them,
Two of them are key.
Top 10. 3 of us, sorry, I'll say it again, 4 of us all had the exact same top 10, but in a different order. So
really?
Yeah. So all 4 of us.
It's obviously key, isn't it?
So everyone apart from Key.
Like that. We all saying key. So 13th place with 1 point. Key picked him. And I'll tell you where he had him. He had him in number 9.
I wonder who he played for.
Gary McAllister.
Oh my God.
He's gone Gary McAllister.
God.
So I'll just read his stats before Key gets going. I've got appearances 325, goals 49, and then assists 47. And then he won First Division 91-92. So technically, I know it's not a Prem, but he has got a winner's medal. If you want to add on Key, so explain why you're heading for number 9. Go for it. Left
Gary
some boys
McAllister.
out.
Huh?
You've left some big boys out for him.
Yeah. So Gary McAllister, MBE, right? Straight off bat, he were ordered MBE for his contribution to football. Lad's an absolute nutter. 57 caps for Scotland over 9 years, captained them for 4 years, captain Leeds for 2 years, won a title with us. He goes to Liverpool at 35-year-old, wins a treble with Liverpool, played 49 games. Mate, he signed on a free in 2001, 35-year-old. And since he joined Leeds in 1990, he's been in top flight all the way through to this point. So he's 35, signs for Liverpool, plays 49 games. Come on, 2-1 down in FA Cup final. Changed game, you won that FA Cup. He scored a goal and had an hand in free as you won 5-4 to win UEFA Cup. He scored a free kick in 117th minute. He scored a 44-yard free kick against Everton in injury time to win Merseyside derby. What else did he do? He came on as a sub at League Cup final, scored a pen.
Right. I'm not going to say much more until I find out who you've left out for Gary McAllister.
What treble did he win?
What treble did he win? He won an FA Cup, a League Cup, and a UEFA Cup all together. Next game, Charity Shield against
That's just 3 trophies.
Winner, and just fucked off. Just fucked off after that. But before any of that,
I'm fucked up.
Before any of that, he had 6 solid seasons at Leeds where he never missed a game, and he were heartbeat at team in top flight, and he guided us from that period of coming up from second division to first to like back-to-back finishes. He were in that fantastic 4 of Speed, McAllister, Strachan, and David Batty, and there were no way I was going to do this pod about centre mids and leave any of them out. So he's in for me. He's an absolute sicko.
Not having that.
A leader and just pure talent. Just saw him through his career. He retired at like 38, boys, all the way through. You can't knock him as a serious. So Premier League's 30-year-old. And Gary McAllister were in it for what?
A lot
Maybe
of
a third of that.
I must say, it's
Like,
a lot of appearances.
For me, being a Leeds fan from other
47
side,
assists, 49 goals.
he don't make it. Like, I think he's good, but he don't make it in my top
I've
10.
met my top 20.
I can't really say all bad about him because I didn't grow up watching him, but I'm looking at my list and who you've left out. It's we'll soon find out, won't we?
How old were you when you were watching him?
About -4.
I know. Football knowledge as a Ben is unreal there from you.
Hey, it's the right attention. It caught, didn't he? As a
It's just
young'un?
like, when Gary McAllister's doing that.
My next
No,
one,
Monkey, have you got what else to say about him?
Waiting for next one so we can ramble on about that one and all. Go on, number 12.
You might be
my,
right.
my next one, I saw it a fair bit in flesh, so I'll
Right.
for this one.
Right. So he should have been 12. So who should have been 13th, lads? He had him in 10th place. So 1 point. David Batty.
He's a
Batty
fucking...
10th. So it's like another big guy that's been left out.
Honestly, he's an absolute legend and he's unfailable. He's like, again, I'm not biased. Like, he's not making me top 10.
So Keys put McAllister above Batty. So it's my fuck up. Sorry, lads, but David Batty again. Like, I hadn't seen much of him growing up, so I'll just read a few things I've got written down. Key appearance. Correct me if I'm wrong. Appearances 266, goals 5. Assist 50.
That is a
Premier League trophy with Blackburn in 94-95. So he's got a Premier League medal.
Yeah, he's won a Premier League. Australia.
By the way, let me just stop because I'm saying this, but that don't mean he's a good player because I'm not saying because he's won the Prem.
Reeling off his stats, yeah.
That don't mean he's a good player. Don't make him a good player in my opinion. But carry on.
He's getting that in because of Gerrard. He's getting that in because he's got Gerrard high up. Yeah, I knew that.
Batty came in again. It was before I was born. Any of this, so sorry about that. But we kept it club, and Billy Bremner were in charge at the time, and there were comparisons between Batty and Bremner as he were coming through. And Billy Bremner thought he needed to like harden up a bit and build a bit of strength. So every morning he'd call him into his office. He'd make him drink sherry with a raw egg. So straight off that, you're dealing with a fucking man's man, and I'm talking holding midfield and early Premier League days. So we bear like mine, lads on a sherry and a raw egg every morning before he even starts. 42 caps for England, injury-plagued player. He was a big part in 92 and 98 tournaments. So over a decade, he were in with a good shout at an England place. And this is when Paul Scholes is around, who made, 66 caps, maybe. So not a great deal more than David Batty. So up and down country, this lad's rated. Anyway, wins a title with us. He goes to Blackburn. A couple of seasons later, wins title again. Sort of player that when you sat behind him, when you're playing in front of him on pitch, you can flourish. Those players around him, Sutton and Shearer up top, Strachan and McAllister for Leeds. He got that out of your sides and even won it first in Premier League to do that holding midfielder role. And those followed him. Calvin Phillips idolises the man. It moulds his game around David Batty. No, I can't say enough about the lad. If it weren't for injuries, he'd have done much more.
You can't
when
say
he went
that,
to Newcastle,
you can't really say that.
When he went to Newcastle.
No,
when
you
he went
said
to Newcastle. I haven't finished. I'll let you speak in a sec, though. When he went to Newcastle from Blackburn, he finished back-to-back runner-up in Premier League with Newcastle, which I know is not to ride home about, but if the finished runner-up to a good Man United both seasons, who were much better, much more money, all up top to bottom, better club. And he ran them all the way. And there were players like David Batty that made that happen. Leeds, Blackburn, Newcastle is that engine that nobody ever talks about, deserves way more credit than he's good.
Right then, moving on. We've got last player, then we're going to get into his top 10. So we've got in 11th place. So only one person had him again.
Key.
Yeah, so
Key.
Oh my God, this is shocking.
Yeah, Key had
I
him
didn't think I'd have 3.
Key had him in 8th
Makelele.
place. Cloud Makelele, yeah.
Oh my.
In 8th place. So he's picked 3 players there that we've all gotten. You've left.
Can't wait to hear who it is. Who these 3?
Makelele.
When I was doing it, I was like, has he forgotten? I'm going to ask you a question. I feel like you forgot him.
Right, I'm not doubting about Claude Makelele because
Any guesses on who he's
I
left
think
out?
you
you're talking about that
split,
CDM
that.
position about Batty. Makelele were a fucking don at that. I'll give you that.
I've hardly even written out about him thinking that you'd all have him, to be honest.
Nah, because me 10 are better.
How many
That's
seasons
why.
did he have?
I'll give you. He's right. So appearances 144. So
Do you
he's
know what
not.
I mean? Like what? 3 seasons?
Yeah, well,
Max,
in
yeah.
out of 3 seasons, he won 2 Premier Leagues: 04, 05, 05, 06, or back to back.
That 04 season, like they were saying that Makelele was like one of the main reasons that they won that
He
season.
was Chelsea's players player in 2006.
Yeah.
In 2005, in the same year he won Prem title, he was named it FIFA World 11 boys. He was in ESPN World Team of the Decade in 2009.
I know what you're saying, but I'm just thinking my 10 have contributed more. My 10 have contributed more to the Premier League than what Makelele.
So, yeah, exactly, boys. And do you know what? I've hardly written out about him because do you know if I'd have written about Real Madrid and all the rest of it, I could have had pages on my lad.
I've seen it, Cookie. I looked, I've seen it, and he's had a good career, hasn't he?
71 caps for France. And there's a reason his name is synonymous. It's colloquial with that role, the Makelele role.
There's
only one more holding midfielder in the top 10, and he's just higher than him. And the rest are attacking players.
Yeah,
and in the top 10.
I was fuming. I ready to smash the house up me when I saw that. I was like, what is this?
You start with that rug if you're smashing that house up.
I was going to take it down earlier, but I thought
I'd be burning that. I'd be burning
that. All our falls top 10 then. Okay,
so into top 10, lads. We're creeping into top 10 now. So I'm disgusted in this, me. That he's actually this high up in the list because I rate this player highly, very highly. So number 10, Yaya Toure.
Yeah, I had him 10th. I'm happy with 10th, me.
I had him 9th.
Everyone had him if you want. So Fowler had him 10th, Dav had him 9th, Bully had him 8th, and I had him. Key didn't have him at all, so Bully were right. Keys left him out. I had him 3rd, lads. Third.
That's mental.
Mate, that's
I love
honestly,
him.
You can't. You love him.
I rate Smiley. Yeah, I think he's a
that season. That season, he was best player in the world for me. Or one of the best players in the world.
13-14. I've got it written down here, Dad.
It was fucking
22 Premier League goals. Yeah.
35 appearances, goals 20, and it's 29.
I'm absolutely fuming.
So that was season of his life, and Lampard's best season was 22 goals in a Premier League. So that's all.
Leave them, folks. We'll speak about them later.
Lampard might not be in.
I get what you're saying, but when I look at his stats, I picked my list before I did any stats and that, and after I've done it, I thought I'm gonna get a bit of hammer on Yaya Toure, but I'll welcome.
You can't have him 3rd, lad.
There's all when you watch his top 10 goals, lads. Watch Yaya Toure's top 10 goals, and he can do everything. He can take the player on. He can smash it from far. Penalties, free kicks. He can ghost by a player, dribble, defend. I'm looking at my list now. I don't know any player that I could really say that about where his all-round game is like phenomenal. Only players that are above him. So
I want to know you've got 4th and 5th. Me, get fucking ready.
For me, he's not even City's best midfielder ever. Never mind Premier League.
Yeah, leave that.
It's debatable.
It's not. It's really not debatable.
Not to have him in 3rd. That's not even a debate, that mate. Sorry.
So number 9. Moving on. Appearances. He made 350 goals, 50 assists, 111, and he got 2 Premier League titles. Cesc Fabregas in number 9 place.
Servant at Premier League, and also he's got 2nd all-time assists in Premier League ever, behind Giggsy, innit?
Yeah.
So that's not a bad accolade to have.
2nd most of all time in Prem. Only Giggsy's got more, but he's played double the amount of games or something. But
we're fucking sick.
I think if
he went on to play for Barca
a few
as
more
well.
Games, I think he would have. Been all-time assist. It would put on a plate for. Obviously, he had good strikers in front of him, but he was just putting on a plate. What De Bruyne is doing now, Fabregas were doing that years back.
Yeah.
That
If
season
he'd have
when
left
he,
Arsenal sooner, maybe he would have known. He was their player at season twice, Premier League team at year twice with Arsenal, and they weren't really going anywhere fast then, were they?
No.
And he stuck around for a fair bit.
Remember
Always a gunner.
remember that link up he had with Costa? That was magical, that wasn't it?
Unreal.
Proper
Yeah,
love
did you remember
watching
it?
that, mate.
You remember that ball up at top that he played?
And he chested it.
Yeah, unreal. I used to love watching them two together.
Costa, though, he was a fucking boy.
Where did everyone have Fabregas then, Ali?
So, right,
He didn't have
him
Fabregas.
I had him in 6th place. Bully had him in 10th. Dav had him in 10th. Fowler had him 9th. And Key had him in 6th. So me and Key had him in 6th. And all you had him like 10th and 9th.
That's high, that.
Assists, really, did it for me.
You know what?
Assists
No one's mentioned, lads, but our youngie one, when he came to Arsenal, he was like 16, breaking into, well, not when he was 16, but he was young, breaking into that first team. He was a regular starter, and I've got, he was young player at year in 07, 08, when he was 20-year-old. That season, he had 32 appearances when he was 20-year-old, 7 goals and 17 assists as a 20-year-old kid in an Arsenal team. Class,
it's unreal.
Yeah, class.
Like you don't see it often. I think like since Fabregas, I think Foden what nearest to him, to break through early as he was.
Yeah.
So that shows how special he was.
And obviously he left him and he came back and he was like he never left when he came back to Chelsea. Like people think he wasn't going to be the same.
I know he was mint.
United tried getting him, but they couldn't get him, could they?
Main man for Spain at one point when they played that weird like false 9 formation. They were playing him like
Fabregas centre forward.
Yeah. World Cup winner, 2 Premier Leagues as well.
Right. I think we all agree on Fabregas being in top 10 then.
2 Euros as well.
So that's first player we've all got in top 10. Moving on, then. 8th place, lads. He won Premier Leagues with 2 different clubs in back-to-back seasons. Appearances, 208, assists 14, holding midfielder, I must mention. Goals 12. He's won a Champions League. And he's got Premier League player at season as well. And N'Golo Kante.
I think you're never going to look at Kante's stats and say, "Oh, that's the reason why." Everyone just knows his footballing ability. Yeah. That is purely the reason why he's in there. Like if you've got Kante in your CDM,
I've got written down his goals and assists. I'm thinking like, why have I written down? Like,
yeah, I know.
They're not good on paper.
I did that.
That weren't his game. Far from it.
James did it, Batty really, and Makalele.
Shut up about Batty.
But
N'Golo Kante, he is a Knight of the Legion of Honor.
What the fuck's that?
What is that? Yeah.
I'm glad you asked. It's the highest French order of merit in both military and civil, and it was founded by Napoleon himself. We all know Napoleon is, don't we?
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite. He's got a bit of weight behind him, N'Golo Kante, and that's why a big part of why he's my best holding. It's not really, but he is the best holding midfielder that I've seen playing Premier League do that job.
Yeah,
I agree.
We are a shout of. Yeah.
I think he's took Makalele's role to a new level, mate.
Yeah,
he has. Because he can bomb forward as well. That's the thing.
He's fast as fuck as well. People don't give him credit for how fast he is.
I know.
He was chasing someone back a few weeks ago. It was someone who were quick and he fucking smashed him. I was like,
imagine him chasing you.
that season had for Leicester.
Just died, wouldn't you?
Oh my God.
I know.
Just them little legs after you.
It's his individual honours that struck me. He back-to-back PFA team at year, 2015 to 2017.
And Prem
Leicester's player, back-to-back Chelsea's player, FIFA World 11 twice, Premier League team at decade, BBC. It fucking goes on. I didn't even write them all down.
But when it comes to it, like he's one of the only few players in his top 10 probably that's actually won a full Premier League player of the season as well, which is a big individual award. Like I think there's only 3 of these players I think that will finish in his top 10 that have won.
A few further up did, but yeah, Kante, like for a player to win that.
Player, yeah, of a strikers, of a
Danny Drinkwater to title for Leicester. Playing a full season with fucking Danny Drinkwater and the one.
I know.
Fucking hell.
Fucking Chelsea signed him, didn't they? What the fuck's he done?
That must
Where
have
is
been
he
part
now?
of the
Where is he now?
Nothing.
Having a drink.
Right.
What's he drinking?
Who we got in 7, Sally?
I'm just going to tell you where everyone had him because I'm expecting a little bit of hammer. I had him in
Right.
10th place, Kante. Bully had
Yeah.
him 7th. Dav had him 8th. Fowler had him 8th. And Key had him 7th.
I can't believe you've got Yaya above Kante, mate.
That far above him as well.
No.
You must pop a love
That's
that
I
guy.
want to put Fabregas
A
above
few
him.
people, I thought, you all knew I were big Yaya fans. Like, I just love when we've done this, I'm just going to send you all link, top 10 goals. And
I've seen them all.
I've
In
seen
your
them.
top 10 goals.
Watched them all live.
what's with face, Enki? You're not rating them. I don't think there's a better top 10 goals out there, Yaya.
I think it's funny that you've put him third based on a top 10 YouTube video and then laugh at me for Claude McAlealy when you clearly don't know your football.
Yeah, third.
He's top 10. I'm sending you top 10.
You're only one in here. Makelele.
Going to admit that I am. You're full of shit.
You're only one with Makelele in. David Batty and Gary McAllister.
Right, David Batty is a player.
Oh, fuck off.
He hasn't got Yaya Toure in. So all of them are better than Yaya Toure.
How can you all, every single one of you, put N'Golo Kante in your top 10 and you've completely forgot about Claude McAlealy?
Yeah, I forgot.
My first name's on my sheet. I written him down.
I didn't forget.
Getting me top 10.
McAlealy's one
Opinions,
of two different teams. One very average team, and then one team, and then he's just going to win Champions League, World Cup. Like, come on, mate.
But all about, I think there was a story at Chelsea where there was one player and only like one person turned up, and I think it was Kante.
Kante. I think it was we're like Carvalho's birthday or something when he was.
He's a lovely lad, Kante, isn't he?
In his mini. He's
Nice,
got a Mini Cooper.
He has, yeah.
Perfect for him.
Right, move on anyway.
What number are we on now?
7.
Yeah.
You'd have Kante around for Sunday dinner, wouldn't you?
So,
You would, yeah. He'd say
he
thank
would.
you and all. He'd clean up
would,
afterwards,
sure.
I reckon.
I'd marry the cunt.
it'd be one of them that's like, I'm all right, I don't want no, but really he's starving, he just wants to
Yeah.
eat with.
He'd be asking to do dishes after, wouldn't he?
Number 7. Someone's left this player out of the top 10.
Oh my
It can't be me. It can't be.
It is you, obviously.
It's you.
We've got same
So-
top 10.
Number
I think I
7.
know
If you've left who I
appearances,
think you've left out.
Can't believe it.
appearances. These are crazy, these numbers as well.
I know who this is.
360
I know this is.
appearances, goals 39, assists 33, Premier League titles 7. Champions League 1, and he got Premier League Player of the Year, PFA Premier League Player of the Year in 2001's Roy Keane.
Yeah.
Big Roy Keane.
You left Roy Keane out?
He's left Roy Keane out.
Don't like him.
But no,
You
I
like
don't
him?
like
Not
you don't
liking
like
him.
him.
You're all about your big bustling midfielders.
Fuck
You're on
Yeah,
about
but
Makelele, old school
off.
tackler, and you ain't have Keane in.
Fuck off.
Roy Keane's probably the most influential player to play in that centre mid role in the Premier League.
The influence he had on games, teammates, managers, press, everything.
The Premier League in general, like you think of Roy Keane.
Premier League outgrew him in end though, didn't it? Fergie had to get rid in end, didn't he? He just didn't grow it Premier
After
League.
7 Premier League titles, cheers, Roy. We'll part
I don't
ways.
need you anymore, son. Thanks for being main man.
Fuck him.
It's off the midfield for 7 Premier League titles, and you've got fucking David Batty. Oh,
What you saying? Are you backing it?
Won a Prem, hasn't he?
What him? You're not forgetting.
He's won a Prem.
Did you not
Fuck
did you
Roy
forget
Keane.
Roy Keane, kid?
Roy Keane can sit on that fucker, yeah. Fuck off.
I
That's what
hated him as a
think,
player,
right?
but as a pundit, what a man Roy Keane is. What
I don't like him as a pundit.
What a player, though. What
Bully
a player
shaking his head.
as
Do you not
well.
like him, Bo?
I'm just fuming at Keane. Me, I'm not listening to you, man. I'm sorry, I'm not being rude. I can't listen to what else.
If Premier League, if Roy Keane's in your team, you know that he's going to do that tackle that you wouldn't want to do. You know what I
So's
mean? Like,
Makelele. So's David Batty.
nah.
I don't care.
Right, this is where everyone had Roy Keane. Keane didn't have him. I had him in number 9.
You want to
9?
Nine's not a number.
Do your 8 Man U that much?
Roy Keane 9th. Bully had him in 5th. Dav had him 7th. Fowler had him 5th. And obviously,
I had him 5th.
Yeah, fucking rightly so, folks. We fucking know, mate.
I'm not. It's difficult, lads. It's
not difficult, mate. It's not difficult.
It's not.
He's in my top 10, lads.
Yeah, but he's 9th, mate.
He ain't had him in.
Yeah, I know. I've already had a go at him. Now I'm having a go at you.
Mate, you be careful because remember who you've got 9th. That's all I'm going to fucking say.
What do you mean?
Well, don't shout it out, but remember who you've got 9th.
I just look above who I've got above Keane, and every single one of them's got more ability. That's the only reason.
Right,
No,
yeah.
That's not just purely about ability.
It is for me. That's why I've got him.
At least with Batty and McAllister, I've like shoehorned them into 10. You know what I mean?
It's another Hasselbank, mate.
I know it's a stretch to put him in there, but I've put him in there for well, I've put him in there, haven't I? Stand by it.
I don't think you've made your case for them two, to be honest.
6th place, Patrick Vieira. Appearances, 307. Goals, 31. Assists, 34. 3 Premier League titles. And then he got Premier League Player of the Year in 2000 and 2001. Team of the Year 6 times. And then just to add it on, a World Cup in 98. And then he's won Euros in 2000 as well.
I had him 6th on my list, but for me, Keane's better than I have that debate. Keane and Vieira. I'm having Keane all day long. Me.
I've had Vieira above him.
I've got Vieira above Keane. Yeah,
I've got Vieira 4th. Has it?
I've got Vieira 5th. So I'll read out just so to save confusions. I've
got
got
not
Vieira
that far
5th.
from 6th, like.
Fowler's got him. Sorry, Bully's got him in 4th. Fowler's got him 6th. Dav's got him 6th, and Keys left him out again.
Oh,
fucking hell!
So I get it away before question, but he's left him out again. So they're the 3 players that he's
Patrick
left
Vieira is invincible.
Vieira, Roy Keane, and Yaya Toure. So the players
He looks shook.
Makalele, McAllister, and Batty. Are you still backing Matt Key? Is he any? Oh, you want to say?
It's that Vieira's a tough one, like.
But what do you mean it's a tough one?
I can't believe you left him out.
I'd like Batty and McAllister at the same team over having Vieira in the team, but I know that's not the question. Because Batty and McAllister can gear like what Vieira did basically combined.
Vieira were a monster, a fucking monster, a scary man.
Part
Is anybody going to say?
Right.
I'm just waiting for other names to get mentioned, me, because I'm a bit like Vieira were a fucking like Fowler's on about saying he'd have Keane. Obviously, you all know I like Man U, but I think if I'm picking one to be in my team, I'm having Vieira. Me,
I'm having Keane. Me, like I just don't know. He's my kind of player.
I've got Vieira, Robert Keane. Bully's got Vieira, Robert Keane. Fowler's got Keane over Vieira. Dab's got Vieira, Robert Keane. He hasn't got neither.
Where's Keane?
He's got neither.
That
He's got Batty.
For that. All right, I'd have Makalele then.
One then. So we're into top 5 now, lads. Nitty gritty. So this player, he got appearances 309, 60 goals, 93 assists.
Right
David
player.
Silva.
Yes.
Unreal. He's been named City's best player ever by fans, by club, yeah.
A little magician.
Where's he finished?
He finished 5th place, mate. You're surprised with that, aren't you?
Did you have him, Keane?
Yeah.
He had him high. He had him high. I'll tell you where everyone had him. So I had him in, 7th place. Bully had him in 6th. Dav had him 5th. Fowler had him 7th. And Key had David Silva in number 3.
Of course I did.
He had him 3rd.
Of course I did.
And explain why.
PFA team at year 3 times. City's players player, the player of the season over 2 separate seasons. I've not really written much about him. I'm quite unprepared with David Silva. I didn't expect to fate over him. I didn't expect to have to fate over David Silva.
I'm not fating over him. We think he's a legend, but
very, very high up in his assist record. I'm just looking at all my stats I've got in front of me. He's up there with he's above us, and he's had a lot less appearances.
yeah.
He's nearly got 100 assists, and There's only one or two people that have got that, I think, aren't there?
He would have
Like we all think he's an absolute legend. Like
Yeah.
he's yeah.
Highest
His
score is
professionalism.
7th, and lowest is 3rd, so there's not that much of a gap in
I
it.
tried putting as much detail into me like last players in my list, knowing I had to scrap for him, and then David Silva comes up. You've just knocked me for 6. Like I didn't know. I thought I can't believe you surprised me 3rd. 7th, 2 people had him 7th.
Yeah.
I had him.
I think like I could have had him between Silva, Vieira, and Keane. I could have swapped them about, but for me, just when you look at Premier League and you think of centre midfielders, Keane and Vieira, you just think of them straight away. Like they're what made the Premier League what they are.
I thought I'd sit back and like be able to sit here and just listen to your talk about how good David Silva is, and it's not. It's all quiet, and I'm shocked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
magician.
I just think these players, when they get up and up, I just don't think they need that much like explaining, really, do they?
Second highest assist provider for Spain. I know it's not Premier League, but it's fucking Spain. You know what I mean? One of the best international sides ever. So
I'll say that Silva Keys won a World Cup in 2010, Euros in 2008, and Euros in 2012 too. So
he's mint.
Had a decade.
He played a lot as well. They weren't just like in squad. He played a lot for that team.
And like we said, like he's been voted Man City's best player ever. You know what I mean? Like
a lot
he's
of people
unbelievable.
talk about Aguero and what he's done. Like how many times did David Silva put on a plate for him of its seasons?
Still doing bits now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right.
Moving on then. So it's getting interesting now, lads. It really is.
So, we're gonna have to have that debate sooner or later, aren't we? You know which one.
I know.
I'm gonna get called out in a minute, aren't I, Ali?
You're about to. You are about to. So, lads, this player, 197 appearances and counting, goals 48, assists 80, 3 Premier League titles. Kevin De Bruyne.
80 assists in 140 odd games.
197 games, 80 assists.
He's won a Player of the Season as well, like Premier League Player at Season.
Yeah.
He's been City's Player at Season 3 times.
World 11.
This is what I mean, mate. I think because it's De Bruyne and he's not like he don't get as much recognition, but footballing ability wise, like the way that he plays football, he's the best Premier. He's like the way he plays football and his ability. He's literally the best midfielder we've ever had. I think.
Complete.
His vision is complete. He's just in 4 different seasons already for Man City. He's had the most assists in the Premier League in 4 different seasons already. Like he's. I had him 3rd.
Joint record for one season, 20.
Lads, everyone had him in the top 4, apart from one person. Where did you have him, Bull?
I had him 9th, lads.
What the football?
Mate, let me explain.
Can't say fuck all.
What do you mean? He's only played 197 games.
So what?
I just think right at this moment in time, I just don't think he overtakes a lot of these people. I think in a few years' time, is by all means going to go up and up and up. But I just think right now, it makes me top 10, but he's not creeping top 5 or like that.
Based on footballing ability alone.
Now you've got Yaya Toure above him, you've got Kante above him. Only person who's in 10th place is Fabregas, so you've got everyone else is better.
Yeah, but you think about people I've got in front of me, you're saying it's shocking, but I've got Yaya Toure in front of me. It's not that bad, is it?
I had him 4th.
Ali. I had Kante. What? You know what I mean?
Can't really say who else.
No.
Let me just chip in about De Bruyne, saying like obviously it's not long enough in this or other. For 4 seasons in a row, he's been at Champions League team at season for 4 seasons in a row. He's been named at World 11 twice. His UEFA team at year 3 times. Premier League team at year 3 times. Premier League playmaker at season twice.
Yeah.
I've got written down player of the year twice as well, back to back.
Like the actual official Premier League player of the season is only one. That's the like official, but like it's saying that like it's still a big accolade, isn't it? I can't. He's unbelievable.
Champions League
That's why I liked
season,
that earlier.
4 years in a row. Innit?
Listen to that, though, boys. Appearances 197, and he's got 80 assists. So
I know.
crackers, that isn't it?
His ratio
Nasty.
is unbelievable. I'm not taking that away.
We haven't been playing without a striker for a while, so it's not like he's got to pass it to a striker all the time. He's different to who he played it to, isn't it?
I just think his vision,
Nearly as good as Trent.
his footballing ability, like he can shoot, his crossing is absolutely amazing. Like it's just.
Would you say he's the best right now?
What crossing?
No,
all-round midfield game.
Yeah, in the world. Yeah.
Henderson's up there, though, isn't he?
Actually,
Yeah.
Phillips, when he comes back from injury, man.
Yeah.
I think I can maybe put Yaya Toure in front of my list. But apart from that, I can't change him that much right now. I can't do it.
So you're backing it,
I've got Kante in front of him. No chance. I've got David Silva in front of him, Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira, and then obviously a few more, which we'll speak about in a bit. I can't. I know what a lot of y'all got him high up, but I'm just thinking.
I think he's done better than David Silva. I think De Bruyne is decorated than Silva now, me.
We've already been speaking about it, lads, just a minute ago, saying like Van Dijk is the best City player of all time, and you wanted him to.
De Bruyne is above him.
Just literally David Silva.
You're on about what he's done in his length of time, but Kevin De Bruyne's done in that length of time what some fucking good players never do in their career.
Exactly.
For 4 straight years, it's just been on fire. Like that's more than form. That's just world class.
He's consistent. He's just consistently good.
I get that. I said in a few years' time, conversations could be different. But he's won 3 Premier League titles, a couple of fucking Carling Cups and FA Cup. He's not winning Champions League. He's not winning World Cups at the minute. I can't have him that higher. I'm not taking it away from him as an individual, but
he's won 5 League Cups and 3 Prems and 1 FA Cup. That's 8. That's 8 cups. You know, I mean, 9 cups.
Yeah.
Player at season.
Got him 9th, Bull. I'm not going to lie. I thought, what the fuck is happening here?
I just reeled off all them players. It's a close one. I don't think it's that outrageous, but I just think I can't admit it. A few years' time, he's going to be top 5 easy.
Fair enough, Bull. You've made your point. That's can't really argue with that, man.
Yeah. I love him though. I haven't put him 9th because I don't like him. I absolutely love him.
Where did we all have him then, Ali?
Right, so I had him 4th, Bully had him 9th, Dav had him 3rd, Foz had him 3rd, and Key had him 2nd. Lads, we're moving on quick. So number 3 is still playing now. He's won a Premier League. I'm not even going to read his appearances because he's still playing. We've got Jordan Henderson, number 3.
No, you haven't.
I'm kidding.
Have we 4?
No, you haven't.
I'm kidding. Number 3, right then. So leave his stats for him. We've got Paul Scholes in 3rd place. Appearances 499, goals 107, assists 55.
Fucking biased cunt.
Team at year 12.
We're not biased.
You hate Man U and everything about him.
Do you want me to tell you where everyone had him?
Yeah.
I had him in 8th. Bully had him. You had him number 1.
Yeah.
That's disgraceful, that.
Why is it?
I don't really want to get. I'm sick of having debate. Like, I feel a bit to be talking about schools.
Come on.
Carry on.
I want Bull to say why he's got him number 1. But
Ali says 8, yeah?
Same speed.
Moving on from that.
Let me just tell you where everyone had him, mate. I had him in 8th, Bully 1st, Dav 4th, Foz 4th, and Key number 1.
Thank you, King.
I'll go first if you want.
Go on then, Key.
Right, Paul Scholes started playing for Man United before I was born, and he retired when I was 19-year-old, which is fucking stupid. He won 11 Premier League titles. 11 Premier League titles. He won 2 Champions Leagues.
These are team trophies, aren't they? Yeah.
You know what, lads?
That's what
Premier League trophies make a good player.
Hang on, you can't just send me out first and feed me to lions. So Paul Scholes is one of them players that is like renowned by his peers as well. Like, you've got a lot of big names in game. I'll just say Xavi, Pele, Thierry Henry, 3 players that all put in number 1.
Not just teammates.
Can I come in? Can I come in?
Well, you're going to have to.
He's renowned by his peers, but never got voted for a Ballon d'Or. So his peers can't have liked him that much. That's what I'm saying. Like, his peers apparently
Did your
loved
number 1
him.
win a Ballon d'Or?
Has anyone won a Ballon d'Or?
The 2 players above him have both been nominated in the top 3. Paul Scholes has
so
4 different times.
So all 3 have won 0 Ballon d'Ors then. Right?
Yeah, but listen, it doesn't need to have won.
Gerrard have been considered for being in final 3.
Gerrard came second.
That's what I'm saying. His peers can't have loved him that much if they'd never voted for him.
That's all you've got against Paul Scholes.
That's true.
No, I'm arguing at the point that you said his peers loved him. His peers can't have loved him that much, or they would have been like, number 1, Ballon d'Or, Paul Scholes.
I'd accept what you're saying, Foz, if your players above him had won a Ballon d'Or, the fucking hand.
They're being considered. They're being voted.
No, lads, when it comes to Ballon d'Or votings, it goes to final 3.
It's fucking...
Yeah.
Paul Scholes has never even been in that category. Like you said, he's played all them years, Key. Like he started playing before you were born and he retired when he was 19. He was never considered.
He's never had one
Ballon d'Or winner.
He won 11 Premier League titles and 2 Champions League.
That don't matter, eh?
That's a team trophy.
A trophy doesn't make you a great player. It highlights a good career. That's all a trophy.
It was a couple of midfielders go. It mattered. Who are we on about?
I'm reading them out for sake.
Stats earlier, and Premier League stuff started getting brought up. Titles,
trophies and medals, team trophies highlight a good career. It don't make a good player. It just highlights.
Buzz is like, 5 Carling
career. That's all it does.
You're gonna have to explain. You're gonna have to explain to everybody why you're not rating Paul Scholes here.
No, all right.
Gerrard and
I'll
Lampard are miles above
off his stats, mate.
Foss said earlier in that category.
League player at season thing. Paul Scholes has won it twice.
No, he hasn't.
Premier League.
He's never won an official Premier League Player of the Year.
Oh, he hasn't, Bull. He hasn't twice.
He's never won the official Premier League award. He might have won the fans and PFA, but he's never won Premier League.
So is that what you're basing your argument on there, Fowler?
No, it's not. No, it's not, mate.
Only argument is saying he has and he hasn't.
Only argument I just reacted to you saying
Gerrard,
is
Lampard and Scholes. It's a disgrace. It's disrespecting Lampard and Gerrard to compare Scholes with them players. I'm not saying he weren't a good player or he weren't a great because I've got him in my top 10.
I'll tell you another stat.
He's not even on there. He couldn't even lace their boots, in my opinion. It's a disrespect.
I'll tell you another stat on Scholes.
They're the players.
He's renowned for his passing. Yeah, his passing accuracy. Yeah, his passing accuracy was really good. That. But you know why? Because out of the 10, he made the least amount of passes per game over his span of his career. Out of every single, it's 19 passes per game.
Henderson plays it says.
Cesc Fabregas makes 53 passes per game. That's more than double passes per game. That's how involved in the game Paul Scholes were. He made 19 passes per game.
Decent stats, but like you're basing your opinion on stats, and when I really don't want to go back to players that I mentioned before. I'm not going to name them.
If
you were going to run stats off them, you'd come to the same conclusion. And you're on about Paul Scholes as a passer, pass. There were more to Paul Scholes' game.
No, it's not.
He grabbed the game by scruff at neck. And he pulled strings. He controlled games. Like
he
controlled
tempo, but he didn't grab a game by scruff at neck and be like, "Come on, lads!"
Now, right,
he controlled it enough to stuck him out on left wing for England.
Distance that he's covering, tackles that he's making,
can I make my
all
point?
sorts.
You've got
to look at it all.
I love what
complete.
I love all that shit about him. Like I watched him loads of times, and he was class at doing that. But the fact that Gerrard Lampard was so good going forward is why they did that. Scholes couldn't do that, so they had him sitting deep doing that. But I think
they were more technical than
I think Gerrard and Lampard could have done exactly what he did if they couldn't go forward as well, but even better.
Yeah. Do you know compare him in that category? I don't like to have a debate about Scholes because he's not worthy to be compared to them too. Do you know if you're taking one player out of them 3, you're removing Scholes for me. If it's like
that's why he went out wing for England.
There you go. You take Scholes out, don't you? For me, you do.
Go on, Bull.
No, not for me.
I would just say,
I
would
want Paul
say
Scholes in my
he's
team.
13 goals behind Steven Gerrard, and he didn't take one penalty.
Started as a striker.
You're
Paul
talking about
Scholes
stats
started
and
his
this, that,
career
and
as a
other.
striker.
Gerrard took God knows how many penalties, and he's only scored 13 more goals.
Bullis. Scholes started his career for Man U as a striker.
He's made 100 club in he sat back, and he's made 100 club as a midfielder that sits back.
He weren't a midfielder to begin with, what he were a striker.
He played like attacking midfielder for like a couple of seasons, like 92. But after that, he was playing as a deep centre mid, and he scored 107 goals. And y'all just said,
I don't even like having debate about
Scholes. Passes.
I don't like biting to it because I don't feel like it's worth it. That's
We're not going to get anywhere, are we?
All these players going in front of him. Why? Like you could, I get the Lampard Gerrard Scholes debate, but having him 8th is an absolute disgrace. I'm calling
better than Scholes. He's better. De Bruyne's better than Scholes for the start.
That's fucking
easy. I look at my list, right, and who I've got above Scholes, and I think we're all better players. Easy. David Silva, I'd rather have him above Scholes. Fabregas, Vieira, De Bruyne, Yaya Toure. Still back that.
You had Fabregas in front of Scholes?
Yes, definitely. Like Fowler was saying, them stats, man, I didn't even know. That just backs why.
You can't have a Fabregas without a Paul Scholes behind him, or vice versa. You can't have a creative player bombing on.
Scholes could tackle.
Ali, I know you hate Man U, man. I didn't realise you hated Man U this much, really.
No, I don't. It's just Scholes. I can say it worthy.
You really hate United that much?
No, I just think Gerrard and Lampard are levels above Scholes.
Right then, so what about fucking other 6?
All above Scholes.
To be honest,
I was expecting you to tell him like 3rd or 4th or something. Like
it was difficult for me to put him above Roy Keane.
Respect a good player when you can see one.
It was difficult for me to put Scholes above Roy Keane. Very difficult.
To be honest, I did.
11 titles.
I know I've gone in on him. But I did have him 4th.
I like a successful career.
I had him
4th because I know, like, when I'm watching him, he were unbelievable, and he's his passing and that. But I just think the players I've had above him are better players.
Same.
I say I'll be able to sleep at night with 3rd or 4th, but I don't think I'm going to sleep knowing I had him 8th.
I'm sorry, that much.
8th.
Right. It's a close one, lads, but we have got a winner.
I don't care anymore.
So, 2nd place, 43 points. As winner got 44 points, so over 1 point in it. Before, I'm just going to read out, right, that Keith had Gerrard in 5th place and Lampard in 4th place. So the top 2, Keith didn't even have in his top 3. He had Gerrard 5th and Lampard in 4th.
I think if you're getting into that top 5, you're a fucking good player. If you're getting into that Premier League top 5. And
I know, but Gerrard...
top 10 you are.
David Silva and De Bruyne are above Gerrard and Lampard.
I'd have De Bruyne up at Perrin. I'd have Kevin De Bruyne up at
What you were saying about that, Kickball? De Bruyne above Lampard, Gerrard and David Silva.
Well, I've got him 9th, but I think... like I said, a few years' time, this question could be different. Like, we could be talking about Kevin De Bruyne as best of all time in a few years' time, but
100%.
I just think right now, not having it.
So, boys, because obviously that's aimed at me, Gerrard, I've got no good to say. I idolise the bloke. I fucking idolise him. But I cannot put Steven Gerrard above Kevin De Bruyne. I just can't do it. Like, he were a born leader, Steven Gerrard, and I could go on and say how much good he's done for the game in Liverpool and all the rest of it, but it boils down, it's a shadow of what Kevin De Bruyne has done in less time. Absolute shadow of what he's done.
I regret my...
Only thing is he's won a Champions League and De Bruyne hasn't, but he's still got a chance to put that right.
Yeah, but...
Can't do it.
Gerrard won fucking 0 Premier League titles.
Don't matter. Don't make him a good player.
It does matter, mate.
It just it highlights a good career.
Over a long career like that, he won absolutely no leagues at all.
There's players out there that aren't going to be worthy, but there's players out there with Premier League titles sat at home and they've got Premier League titles. That don't make him a good player.
Fucking hell,
I'm not saying that either.
Players that have got Premier League medals at home, and people like Eric Jemba and that. I get that.
I don't like using that as an argument, mate.
He's made 500
finished second,
appearances, mate. So he's been about a long time.
Let's get down to it.
Leagues.
Let's get down to it.
2nd place. Frankie Lampard.
Ooh, it's Bully who sweared it. He's gutter.
Just winner by a point.
I've put Gerrard in front of Lampard and I'm regretting it now.
Why? That's your opinion.
It would have been a draw ball.
I'm just looking at it now thinking I should have swapped Gerrard and Lampard round. I've had Gerrard second, Lampard third.
Lampard's better than Gerrard.
He is.
So I had Lampard second, Bully had him third, Dav had him second, Fowler had him first, and Key had him fourth. So Lampard got 43 points and Gerrard got 44. I had Gerrard first.
I should have swapped him.
Bully had Gerrard second, Dav had Gerrard first, Foz had Gerrard second, and Key had Gerrard fifth. So winner Key had fifth.
Can I just go in on why I think Lampard should be number one?
Stats.
And then you can. Yeah. Stats alone, yeah. His fifth most goals in Premier League history with 177 goals from a midfield position. That is absolutely mental.
He's above some very good strikers.
He's insane. I don't know how it's possible, to be honest.
How is it possible to do that? 11 seasons in a row, he scored 10 or more goals. And most of them seasons, he were getting 15 goals a year. Premier League goals, that is. That's not even Champions League or whatever. You know what I mean? He's third on the all combined Premier League goals and assists record in the Premier League of all time.
Contributions, yeah.
Yeah. So, but like contributing, there's only Rooney and Giggs above him. He's got the fourth most assists. Yeah, but you said that. Name them.
Fucking hell, where do we start?
Drogba, yeah.
No, come on, Foz. Chelsea.
No. I want you to name them and tell me. There's a reason why Lampard is the all-time top goal scorer for Chelsea. He's got the most Premier League goals from a midfielder. Like you say, he's got players around him.
He was surrounded by world-class players.
Chelsea didn't have that many strikers, man. They didn't have that many.
I didn't say strikers. I said world-class players.
What I'm saying is he's had to step up and score the goals because he had some bad strikers.
It doesn't matter. Like they're not the ones scoring the goals. Lampard's the one scoring the goals.
That's what I'm saying. I'm backing you with that, Foz, because he's had to step up because he's thinking players in front of him is thinking they're not going to fucking score. I'm going to have to.
Well, you were just saying like Drogba, only world-class player that played with Lampard. They had like Terry, Carvalho, Ashley Cole, Peter Cech, Essien.
Yeah, defenders. They're passing ball to him.
The 11 that were playing with were world-class. It were the best teams I've ever seen.
Right. All right. Yeah, I understand that. So then players.
Gerrard, Foz, he never played with more than one world-class player. In his whole career, I think Gerrard played with two world-class players in Suarez and Torres. And that was never at the same time. So during all Gerrard's career...
Are you talking about strikers or players?
Any world-class players that Gerrard played alongside throughout his Liverpool career...
I remember that when you were having about Liverpool.
Torres and
Lampard.
Gerrard. Sorry, Torres and Suarez. So
let me carry on.
Only two players. And when Torres left... Suarez, chemistry. We're only one other player that were world-class player with Gerrard, and he's still getting them numbers he got and dragged Liverpool through mud.
He's getting numbers he's got. But his numbers are not as good as Lampard.
What's these numbers?
Just behind, mate. But this is what I'm saying. Gerrard could have gotten any Premier, any 11 in the world. Everyone wanted him, and he was swayed. He could have gone to Chelsea. He could have won all these trophies that Lampard, Scholes have won. He could have won many trophies and multiple titles.
Could have. Yeah. You're not talking about.
So, hang on.
So I'm just defending his stats.
Gerrard is known for his rockets, deadly from distance, and that, and he is.
Lampard is as well.
Yeah, Lampard scored most goals in Premier League from outside the box with 41 goals. And he was top assist provider 3 times in his career.
3 times, yeah.
When you're covering goals and assists, he's a better player than Gerrard. Like you can't get around it, really, just on them stats on their own.
I can't argue with stats, but I'm just saying
I've got a point to slot in. I think Gerrard were more complete overall. He used to slot in at fucking left back, right back. He was fucking obviously going forward. He dropped back into an holding midfield role. I just think he could literally just do everything.
Anyway, I know.
But think about trophies we've won. Gerrard's dragged us through them. FA Cup, that fight, West Ham. Gerrard, long distance, last couple of seconds, helped us win it. Champions
Lampard's
League,
done it
dragged us
thousands of times, mate. That's second nature to Lampard.
But he had other
He
players
does
that he
that.
could rely on as well. I know he stepped
but
up
he
and
do-
numbers backed him, but put any of them two players, like we'll go back to Scholes as well, Gerrard, Lampard or Scholes, put them in Liverpool team with them players around him. They're not doing what Gerrard did. We're not winning a Champions League or an FA Cup.
I'll tell you what Lampard did. He were on it fucking midfielder in Premier League history to score more than 150 goals. He's on it midfielder to ever do it.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Ali, you said and you're on about goals as well. Lampard's obviously been able to score them goals. There's no one else. Just because he's got good players around him, if he's got better players around him, then there should be more people closer to them stats than he's got. But he's all-time top goal scorer ever for Chelsea.
Draw attention to other defenders, make a bit of space, create a chance for a shot.
No.
I can't argue with his stats, but I can only defend why Gerrard's aren't as good as Lampard's.
Go on then.
Gerrard's an MBE. Lampard's a fucking OBE, mate.
I don't care about all that.
I hate all that. What the fuck is all that shit?
Second to Ronaldinho, Ballon d'Or. Like, that's unbelievable. Gerrard.
Ronaldinho, MBE.
What
is it 100 club Lampard with goals and assists?
Gerrard got 92 assists and 122 goals.
And you talk about like Gerrard being like more complete. His tackle success over all the Premier League.
He got best tackle by a mile.
Yeah, but he's only got 1% higher with 72% tackle success, where Lampard's got 71%. So that's over the full Premier League.
I regret my.
That's only thing.
Close, that.
I reckon most of them tackles Lampard did were higher up pitch, so it's easy to tackle like defenders and.
Yeah, Gerrard's running back, sliding in last day.
Well, it's easy to press as a team. Is that what you're saying?
End it there, lads. As a whole, we all decided that Gerrard was winning, haven't we?
Can't believe our number one midfielder of all times won no Premier League titles. I can't fucking believe that.
I know.
You had him high though,
our own fault, to be fair. We've done it as a whole.
He's never won Premier League Player of the Year either. Like, never won that.
Premier League top 10.
He got nominated for a Ballon d'Or though, Matt.
But he got Team of the Year 8 times. Lampard got it 3, and Paul Scholes got it twice.
Gerrard,
so 8 teams a year.
Gerrard had more England caps as well.
Exactly. We're a better England player out of all 3 of them. Did better for
him. Weren't.
He was.
Lampard made more less assists and got more goals and assists and more appearances.
He took armband of a Lampard for England.
Yeah, but Lampard would never captain for his country, like for his club.
That's a notch on Gerrard than that for me.
Weren't a good
captain.
Weren't as good a leader as Gerrard then, were he?
Premier League titles.
I know.
Gerrard actually, Fozzie did win Football Writers Association Player of the Year once.
Yeah, but not the official Premier League.
True, but he did get that second one, didn't he?
He got most only winner about 8-year-old.
Scholes won.
There's only 3 of us top 10 that's won a Premier League Player of the Season. That's Kante, De Bruyne, and Frank Lampard.
Yeah, has De Bruyne won it twice?
No, he's won it once. The actual official Premier League.
De Bruyne's probably going to win about 4 or 5 times when all's said and done.
Yeah, he is.
I feel like if we have this pod in 8 years' time or something, for example, I think Kevin De Bruyne's going to be the one. I think.
Who's winning it this season? Salah still. We all saying that.
Player of the season, yeah.
Yeah. So then, lads, we'll sum it up then. So there we go. Top 10 in order. Right, lads, we're going to have to move on because we're going to go through some more things.
Yeah, about fucking.
The very first podcast we did, if you all remember, we took a few answers and said, who's going to finish in top 4? Who's going to finish bottom 3? End of season predictions. So I'm just going to remind everyone, and we'll just go over and see if anybody would change their answers, and if anybody, and see if there's anybody who's picked a team that aren't in a cup competition anymore. So,
go on then.
Top 4 predictions. Everyone had Chelsea to win league, apart from me and Bully. I'm guessing you're all.
Obviously, I'd change it. Obviously, yeah, I'd change it. Yeah.
You're all going to go City now, I'm guessing.
Who did you have, Ali?
I had City and you had City. Everyone else had Chelsea.
At that time, I don't know, like City weren't playing as great as they could have been, could they? And Chelsea were playing really well. And I honestly thought Lukaku were going to be a lot better than he's actually been. So purely,
Sick
and I
lookout.
thought Chelsea having that striker, like that world-class striker, we're just going to pip it. But it's turned on its head, hasn't it? And City have just took it to another level, like they can do.
City, we've had this conversation in group chat before, like about this squad situation. That's the reason why over this period all the time, your Decembers and your Januaries, to go unbeaten for this reason. Unreal squad that can rotate as much as he wants, and it's never got a weak squad. And they drew at weekend, but before that, he went 12 games in a row winning. Like, that's title winning shit. That
it is. It's just dominance. That is pure dominance, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's not nice to watch as a Liverpool fan, but
It's not fair.
It ain't fair.
It's not.
It's not. I spoke to a City fan over here the other day, and he said he's fed up of watching them because it's that easy. Like, he's a pure City fan.
They're not that good to watch. They're just on edge of the box.
It's going to be good to watch with it in Champions League. It's like, will they or wait? They're like Premier League. You think, yeah, they'll win, but Champions League, like, you want to see them playing against these big boys. Like, yeah, they got to the final, but they keep bottling it, didn't they?
When they were 1-0 down the other day, I mean, obviously they drew 1-1. Even though they were 1-0 down, I didn't like watching it because it was like they were just getting bullied Southampton. It was like they were getting caged in, and it weren't nice.
Like
it was coming
didn't they?
Yeah.
The lad were taking a ball to the face a lot.
I know. It's top 4 predictions, lads. We had someone has had Man U, someone has had Arsenal. Me and Key had Arsenal, and then rest of y'all lads had Man U.
I still think Man U.
Well, for anyone, did it?
Your laugh at time.
I just hate Man U.
I still think Man U will do it, mate.
I
Tottenham.
genuinely think they'll scrape off.
Tottenham are playing sick, lads.
They got absolutely schooled at weekend by Chelsea. It were embarrassing.
I just see them in tape. I can't believe where they've come from. The 2 games in hand, I think, and they could
if Kane snaps out of whatever he's fucking going through or what he's doing, they might have a chance.
Oh, he's come good, Kane.
He has come good.
He's not to his standard though. Like, he's chipping in a bit, but not to where he has been.
Should his goal been disallowed at weekend?
He's had a few disallowed goals now that have been a bit.
Should it have been against Chelsea to go 1-0 up? Should that have been disallowed or not? Did we all see it?
He does give him a little push.
Thiago Silva, it's one of them, like, VAR couldn't overrule it because there's a clear push up back. Whether it's pushed him hard or soft, there's a clear push at the end of the day, whether it's soft or
his
not.
hands up.
Silva's just he's clever as well. He knows what he's doing. He always backs into defender, doesn't he, and draws a foul on that.
He tucks his ass in and, like, defenders just crawl over him.
Yeah. So, bottom 3, lads, we'll move on. I had Burnley, Newcastle, Norwich. Well, I think everyone did, apart from Key. Key had Southampton, Newcastle, Norwich. You still think Southampton's going down, Key?
No, because I ain't got much. I don't know. Maybe Burnley.
Do we all think
Newcastle could get themselves out in it, mate?
Newcastle in trouble.
Do we all think we're going down?
Trippier.
Yeah, but Newcastle are creeping out now.
They've got a game in hand as well.
I hope they do, as weird as it sounds. I want to see them sign some players. I want them to challenge this top 6, mate. I want to see it.
No one's mentioning Everton. Like, Everton could go down.
Yeah, they could.
That'd be fucking mad.
They need to drop on me a good manager to
Wazza.
Need to get Big Sam.
They need a good manager. Wazza's not the man.
But Watford have creeped into bottom 3, aren't they?
I still think Norwich will go down, even though they played well over there.
It's getting closer, though, isn't it? Because every bottom teams are getting points now.
Dean Smith getting them playing.
He is. Manager at year, lads. Obviously, we all remember Bull went for Moisey. I went for Pep, and everyone else went Tuchel, whatever you call it.
Nah, it'll be Pep, won't it?
It'll be Pep.
We did say whoever wins Prem, but obviously we had Chelsea, so.
Player at year, we all said Salah earlier anyway, so I think we're going to stick with that. Champions League, we're all still in it. I went Liverpool, Dav went Liverpool, Bull City, Foz Chelsea, Key Bayern Munich, we all stick in.
To be honest, now Chelsea have dropped off in Prem, I'm going to stick with Champions League more because I think that they need to probably push on in that.
Anyone of them could win it, couldn't they?
It's one of the tightest ones yet, to be fair, Champions League.
Yeah.
Go on, like, have you got some more?
Only 2 more, but go on, Dan.
I was going to say top at league, Premier League's closer than you think, innit?
Yeah.
We've got a game in hand, and if you get us, we're on 51 points. They're on 57. If we're on level on games played, There's only six points in it.
To play.
Got to play each other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a fucking foregone conclusion, that.
No, it's not. But have you seen Chelsea's next 6 game in comparison to Liverpool and Man City? You'd like to see that. You'd like to say that their next 6 games are easy, like winnable. All 6 games are winnable.
Fair enough.
So that if they win a few of them, then that puts them back in title race as well.
There's 15.
Are you level on points with Chelsea, but you've got a game in hand.
They've got 2. They've played 2 more and we're a point above them.
All right. So yeah.
There's 15 games left, lads, for City. How many points do you expect them to drop from now till end of season, City, if any? I don't think we'll drop more than 6 points, me. I hate to say it, but I can't see them dropping more than 6 points.
I think they'll lose maximum of 3 games.
That might be enough. If they did that, that's 9 points.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So then Liverpool would have to win the lot, win straight through. They can't afford to lose 1, maybe 2 more. But City can afford to lose 2 more, also.
Manny and Salah coming back after a training session, basically.
Mood will be good at Liverpool, but it's got to keep going, ain't you?
You all want fucking these countries to get knocked out quick, because some of these Africans that have come back already because they got knocked out early. Senegal and Egypt are still flying. You want to be watching these games whenever they're on in a couple of days, and you want to be rooting for other team.
What about Thomas Partey kept coming back early, getting early flight and getting sent off?
No, crazy, man. Did he just get brought on?
Got sent off a few hours later.
He were on bench, got brought on, and got sent off.
Love shit like that.
I'm sure he paid for his own flight, like got an early one.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryanair.
Thomas Air.
Moving on. FA Cup. I went Chelsea, Bull went Chelsea, Dav Arsenal, Foz City, Key Leicester. There's not really, has there been a game played since?
I think everyone's played the third rounds, haven't they?
Yeah, it's too early to really say on that, innit?
Yeah.
Carabao. So I went Arsenal. So Liverpool have just knocked them out. Bull went West Ham. They went far. Dav went Chelsea. Foz went Liverpool. And Key went Man City that they'd already got knocked out, but then he changed it to West Ham. So it's going to be Foz or Chelsea. It's Foz or Dav. There's a winner on that one, isn't it? We'll find out.
Be a good game now.
It could go either way. After last game they played, Liverpool and Chelsea, what a game!
It'll be a good game, won't it?
Yeah.
I don't want to rate. I want to win it. I know it's only Carabao, but I want a trophy.
It is a trophy, isn't it?
I just want to get that competition sacked off. We congested in fixtures and that. I just think it's fucking pointless, me. Like
that's it, yeah.
I think if they get rid of that cup, then FA Cup becomes a bigger cup as well again.
Yeah, there's too many games in England, isn't there?
It's only league that has that many fucking domestic competitions, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like your Germany's and your Spain's and that, they only have the one. And like your Germany's, for example, they have like a winter break. Fucking England done. It's ridiculous if you think about it. Like you got your Cities, Liverpool's, Chelsea's and that. They're potentially playing like 4 cups. And they're like playing every couple of days in Prem as well. I know they should be running because they get paid that much, but they're only human at the end of the day. They're going to be getting knackered.
I think that's disgusting me. Like, if you're playing on Boxing Day and you're travelling to South Coast or something, you don't get a Christmas Day. Like, you have to set off on Christmas Day. Like, I think that's awful.
Set on Christmas Day.
Yeah. They like you said, Bull, they are actually human beings at the end of the day. Like, they deserve a Christmas.
I've got a question for you all. So obviously, because we're in January, transfer window, last few days, I don't know when it ends. I think it's last 8 months. Who would you want to see your team sign? If you could have one player, realistically, who would you want to see your team sign?
Right, anybody.
Well, a realistic signing. Come on, like, don't be saying like Mbappe. Even I'm not saying Mbappe.
Leeds.
It has to be at Middle Park. I'll tell you that for a fact.
Aaron Ramsey,
good shout for us.
Aaron Ramsey.
I'm assuming, yeah.
Go, anyone, go if you're ready.
I'm thinking like I'll jump to pick like a League One striker.
For Man U, Bull. For Man U, go for Man U.
Declan Rice.
Realistic.
Yeah, they could get anyone, but really, couldn't be United. United laugh at me, but it'd be a winger to begin with. I wanted him at the beginning of January, but it'd have been Rafinha or Jared Bowen. I think
I've said
Aaron
that.
Bowen's playing
Cover.
sick.
You need cover.
Yeah.
If any, it just proves now at the minute, like, yeah, you're winning a couple of games, but like, it's not the same team you are them two. It's
I won't mind a right back, me.
Just to cover Trem.
That Simicast is all right. He's not a bad cover, like, he can swing a decent ball in. But
He is good, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, like when he got named on team sheet, everyone's like, "Who's this?" But he's every time he's come in, he's got a few assists and he's contributed.
Yeah,
That's good.
For Liverpool, I won't want to be signing someone who gets in 11. Me, realistically, like, obviously there's ridiculous players who get in, but it like Bully says, it'd be cover, like, to build squad. I'd want to sign a few, 3 or 4 maybe.
Leeds are in desperate need of
not many want to
signings.
sit on bench.
We just need cover. Not at centre back. I don't think we need cover, but I think centre mid.
A creative midfielder.
We need creative mid. We actually do need creative midfielder. That's what we need. Exactly that.
Rafinha plays at middle.
Creative midfielder.
Any in mind?
I don't know. There's a guy called Brendan Aronson that we're looking at the minute, and I don't know about the lad, but he plays for RB. He plays for Red Bull Salzburg.
Salzburg, yeah.
He's American, and he's in top 1% distance covered in Europe, and he just seems like, well, for that reason alone, and then his stats, what I've seen, I know it's not a very good level of football, but his name's mentioned, and I like sounding him, so I'd have him.
What is he, a long distance runner or a footballer?
The box to box. I was thinking St Maximin at Newcastle, but then I thought if I did that, I'd have to put maybe either him or Rafinha through middle, and I won't want to do it.
Better than Daniel James, yeah.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm not sure about him as a striker, to be fair.
Well.
To be honest, I've
got two in mind thinking about Man U.
I feel a bit sorry for Dan James though. Like, he's come into Leeds side and he's had to start. He's starting in a position that he's never ever played in. So he's got that big money signing behind him, and he's playing in an out of position. So we've not seen him out on wing too much. So it's a bit of pressure for him, to be honest. I bet
he works hard.
I feel sorry for him.
Does work hard. Like.
He's been punched in the nose at some point. Since state of his nose.
Yeah.
Go on, Bull.
Looks like he's going to cry.
It's like Steve Bruce.
Depending on like this player that I've got in mind, he basically he's going to go wherever he wants to go. I've put in 2. I've had Declan Rice,
Haaland.
No, and Tielemans at Leicester. I just think either of them for Man U just be perfect for a bit, just to fucking steady ship it middle. They're not that bad going forward. They're a bit shaky at back, but I just think McTominay and Fred, I just think they need some help. I think Declan Rice or Tielemans in there, I think they'd do a job like.
It felt
I
like
rate McTominay, me.
I do. He's been playing well. He's been playing really well.
It felt like an audition of a day for Declan Rice. You know, like Man U versus West Ham. It just felt like he was playing out of his skin because he wants to go. For me, like.
He can get in any Premier League team. He can go abroad if he wants to. Simple as that. But I think he'd be perfect for my new Declan Rice.
Missing part of the puzzle, isn't it, United?
Definitely.
Declan Rice is good going forward as well.
Kante be perfect, but he's not going to go Man U, is he? Like, I mean,
he can run at you. He can run at your ladder, can't he?
Turn into a bit of a box-to-box player now, and he's.
We've got his name for it.
We're talking about again.
That's not Lado, you know. Lado,
Lads in back.
Anton Deck.
Yes, Dan. Who's made it?
Predictions, boys. I'll just update you on table for just after this weekend just gone. Position-wise, not much has changed, but people have caught up a little bit. So I'm top with 56. I got most this week with 9 points. Ali's still second. He's on 51. Key's on third place on 44. And then joint last is Foz and Dav with 43. So they're 1 point behind Key. So not much has changed, but Foz and Dav have caught up a little bit. So, yeah, me and Ali have started to... Well, to be fair, Ali, you got lowest points this weekend, 7 points.
How many did I get?
United for me.
Just the weekend, I got 9, Ali got 7, Key got 7, and your two both got 8.
Did I get a correct prediction?
Yeah, you and Foz got same one. I think it were Wolves to beat Brentford 2-1, I think, off the top of my head. You both got same. You got bang on for that. But yeah, more or less same positions, lads. But yeah, I'll take your scores whenever.
There's no games this week, is there?
Oh yeah, buzzing. My job done then.
Right.
Done.
Wasn't it?
Wrap it up then, lads. Enjoyed that one.
That was fucking good and that. I'm fuming about Skulls and that, but it is what it is.
EVG. Outright winner.